As you're talking, I'm thinking about a 200 plate dinner logistical operation. I mean, that's complicated.
It is. It is. There's a lot of people involved. I mean, you're looking at having 20 to 30 people involved with that as employees.
Welcome back to the Talk Midland podcast. My name is Logan Richetti with Modern Realty. Today I have a special guest, Erik Swenson with Flying Trout Grill.
Yes, sir. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it, Logan.
All right, I met you the other day because my pal Josh got excited at a fundraiser and he bid for your special main event ticket, which was a private dinner in a house.
Yes. That's something that we offer. It's part of all the different things that we offer at Flying Trout Grill. We do our private dining experience. We've been fortunate enough to be involved with a lot of different nonprofits in the community. We've helped raise over $70,000 to places like the Open Door, the Humane Society, Safe and Sound, Cancer Services, just to name a few. We go ahead and we auction those off. What a private dining experience kind of includes is you get 10 of your friends or business clients together, bring them over to your own home or someone else's that you know. We go ahead and we bring all of our Chinaware in, our staff in. We customize a 5-course menu for you, and we do a fully serviced, full-service venue for you. It's been really neat to offer something like that in this community. We've had a great opportunity to meet a lot of higher-ups in the community as well that truly enjoy those. It gives another dynamic to inviting somebody over, or instead of just saying, hey, let's go ahead and meet up at a local restaurant, you can bring them in and kind of wow them that way. So it's been a blast doing that.
Yeah, I thought that was a very interesting experience as an attendee of this private dinner. Let's describe the process a little bit more so people who've never heard of this before can kind of get a feel of what it's like. And I'll share my thoughts as somebody who attended the dinner. But from what I remember, you had a couple staff people helping you. You brought all the food over. You cooked or at least prepared the food in the kitchen. And you had a very interesting layout the way you did each course.
Yeah, so we like to go ahead and inform everybody as well while we're going through it, kind of discuss what we're serving you for each course. I bring my staff in so they can go ahead and assist me with being able to set up the tables, break down, pull plates as we go. We bring a lot of the food in. Some of it's prepped beforehand, some of it's prepared on site, and then we just go ahead and we do all the plating there. We try to go ahead and dress it up kind of like you're eating at a 4-diamond, 5-diamond restaurant, and really just try to provide an experience that'll leave a lasting impression. One thing that private dinings, for example, do, let's say you're having a holiday party, and you're spending all the time in the kitchen, you really don't get that opportunity to be able to spend the time with your guests that you have over, because you're doing all the cleaning, you're doing all the cooking, setting the tables. We go ahead and we relieve all that stress from you. We go ahead and bring our staff in, dress the staff to the nines in beautiful black, whether or not it's men, black pants and a black shirt, or females in a nice, beautiful black dress. So we kind of elevate that experience a little bit.
Yep.
And then we just go ahead and we clean that kitchen for you as well before we leave. That way then you have no hassle whatsoever, and you truly get to enjoy your time and be able to cut up with your guests.
All right, let's break down a typical 5-course meal, course by course. What would an example night with you look like?
Sure. So what we do is we have these little tiny clear table toppers, and they're glass toppers, I guess. So we'll do like maybe a sample charcuterie sample on top of there. That's kind of just an extra that we just add, that when you're just gathering together and you find your seat, you can go ahead and grab a few different things off of there. Then maybe we go into our first course. Maybe the first course ends up being something like an ahi tuna spear, seared ahi tuna spear with maybe some wasabi and an Asian slaw. Sometimes we'll then pair that with a cucumber dill soup. It's a cold soup. Really kind of gives you that spice when you eat your ahi tuna, and then you cool it off a little bit with that nice, crisp, cool cucumber dill soup. Then maybe we lead into maybe something like a sweet tea braised short rib toast point, and we do something like a blue cheese slaw on top of that, and we'll do caramelized onions and maybe some microgreens on there and some chives. Then we'll go into something more like a main
main dish.
Well, main dish, yeah. Whether or not it be like sweet tea braised short rib over mashed potatoes with a nice veg and a nice sweet tea demi-glace, or we'll do something like beef tenderloin, and we'll do that with a red wine demi-glace over some type of a starch with a vegetable of their choice. Kind of doll it up a little bit with caramelized onions, mushrooms, and we like to utilize Arnold Farms here in town. Get some microgreens and some different greens from them. We'll throw a salad in there maybe before that. I kind of forgot that, but maybe we'll throw a nice little caprese salad in, or we'll throw in something like any variety of salad that we could go. We could go in many directions there. Then that main course, then we'll go into something like a dessert of maybe a panna cotta with a strawberry coulis on there. Or maybe we'll go into a big hit of ours is our flourless chocolate cake. It's a gluten-free option that we do. And we pair that up with a white chocolate mousse and a raspberry coulis. It seems to go over really well. So kind of just gives you a few options of where we can go with that and what we truly offer there. But really, we can go seafood. We could do halibut. We could do with a lemon beurre blanc. We could do a stuffed salmon. We could do really anything out there. The sky, there is. I don't like to say the sky's the limit, because there really is no limitations on what we can do. We can even get involved into some gastronomy as well, and some different foams and different things like that too, if that's something that people are interested in.
What's gastronomy?
Gastronomy is where you're taking and you're using a lot more of scientific ways of being able to represent something. So you could do like a sea foam of some sort. You could then, maybe you wanted to go ahead and do like some mango caviar, and you're using different things like agar and other different properties in order to go ahead and create different styles and ways to represent maybe just a mango in a sense. It represents it a little bit differently, a little bit more elegant. And really, it's something that's taken off a lot in the culinary field. I know the gentleman who owns Astor, he does a lot of that, and up in a lot of fine dining establishments, they'll go ahead and utilize different things in the gastronomy field in order to go ahead and represent different dishes.
Yeah, it sounds a lot like what Evan does at Astor. Sure.
Yeah, absolutely. He does a great job over there.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Yeah.
So each one of these courses comes on a little plate or some different style of plate, and they're not overwhelming. It's almost like a sample.
Correct.
Especially in the earlier courses. It's a little sample, then it gets a little bigger and a little bigger. And then by the time you get to the main course, there's some food on the plate. And then obviously you kind of round it off with the dessert. And then what I remember also was on each course there was a wine pairing. And I don't know if that's typical or that was an extra for us or whatever, but it was kind of fun to try sampling different types of wine and pairing those with the different courses. So how do you do that?
So that is something that we don't have a liquor license, so we don't offer wine for the actual courses. We have paired up with Wines for Humanity when we do those auctions, and they provide different courses of wines for that.
Cool.
Although we do like to utilize Eastman Party Store, and let's just say you're holding an event. Maybe it's something that you didn't purchase through one of the auctions that we do, and you said, "Oh, we want to have wine pairings." I'll go over and I'll bring the menu over there. We'll go ahead and discuss different options. I present it to you and say these are great choices for each selection and each course. And then you would go purchase your own wine. My staff would go ahead and pour that for you. That way you're not having to go ahead and do the legwork there throughout your meal. And we go ahead and we represent it for each course, and we discuss and talk about each of those wine pairings for you.
That's a great idea. Use Gar. Gar helps you with that.
Gar's amazing over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've utilized him a lot. So
Yep.
it's a great relationship to build in the community. We like to try and utilize many other small businesses in the community as well. That we're all trying to be successful and utilize each other to win in the end.
Yeah, they help with the Modern Realty birthday party every year too.
Yeah, they're great. I love them.
All right, so the at-home special event is fun and it's nice and it's a special occasion. I enjoyed doing that. But what are you doing? What are you working on? With your main focus now. This is the grill, right?
Yep. So Flying Trout Grill, we rebranded at the beginning of the year. We started off as Flying Trout Catering. And to kind of backlog there, Flying Trout Catering started off in a landscape company. We took over a break room and we took over an office there. We created a commercialized kitchen and a nice tasting room where brides and grooms could come in and taste the food in order to see whether or not the proposal fit what they were looking for their event, whether or not it be them or corporate events. We give them an opportunity to come in, taste the food, and then we go ahead and we make adjustments towards the menu that they want. But we transitioned into Flying Trout Grill after a year and a half into business. We're going on 2.5 years right now. We hit our 3-year mark in October. But with Flying Trout Grill, we opened up our grill about 6 months ago to the community for online ordering and takeout. It's been great to be able to go ahead and offer that to different people that want to try our food that may not have been to an event or may not have an event going on, because we are predominantly a catering company. So with that being said, Flying Trout Grill has really spread the word to many other people. A lot of people then taste it and say, oh, well, I've got a graduation party coming up. Why don't we go ahead and we reach out, we fill out a proposal request on our website, flyingtroutgrill.com, and we go from there. We go ahead and then work with them to customize that menu so that way it fits into what they want. I like to tell my guests that it's not about me. It's really about how can we relieve the stress off of your shoulders? How can we go ahead and create an event for you that leaves a lasting impression in the end, that maybe 10 years, 20 years down the road, you bring the people together, but food also brings people together as well. So it gives you an opportunity 20 years down the road, maybe you're at your wedding anniversary and you say, oh, well, that beef tenderloin that we had at our event from Flying Trout was amazing. Now it's another form of us impacting your event in a way. So between the grill, between whether or not it's catering, doing drop-offs, lunch drop-offs for different businesses in the community, that seems to be something that's picking up a lot lately. We do full-on buffets for 200, 300, 400 people. So we're doing that. We can do plated meals up to 200 people as well. So that's another option that you have. We do drop-offs too. So all of these together really keep us busy out there at the restaurant and gives us an opportunity to really be able to touch everybody's needs in the end.
As you're talking, I'm thinking about a 200 plate dinner logistical operation. I mean, that's complicated.
It is. There's a lot of people involved. I mean, you're looking at having 20 to 30 people involved with that as employees.
Wow.
The cost is elevated there. It is significant. But it's something where the first person who gets their plate, you don't want them done eating by the time the last person does. So you need that many associates in order to push the food out, in order to go ahead and have multiple lines running in the back to be able to plate all those plates. Maybe during that you set up as well, maybe it's a preset salad, maybe it's a preset dessert, and that way you have all those done and set out by your staff, and then we'll go ahead and we'll pull plates throughout the dinner, and then we'll go ahead and we'll serve you that main course as well too.
Well, I'm just thinking about how do you delegate between 20 or 30 employees to execute on a plan like this when you have, let's say you have 200 plates, a 200 plate activity, and you have 5 courses. Or 3 or 4 courses, whatever. Obviously, if you have the salads, the salad goes in a bunch of big bowls, and you shake them out, and you prepare them, and you plate them, and then you You give the first person 10, 2 tables to handle, the next person 2 tables or whatever. And then somebody behind that is working on the next course, right? Mm-hmm. And then
Yes, sir.
the main course is getting cooked during all that, or it's already cooked and it's getting heated up.
A lot of it is, some of it's cooked on site. Some of it is already just prepared at the restaurant, and then we bring it there and we warm it up in ovens there on site. And so therefore then we can go ahead and we can quickly have things set in chafers in the back. You're running down an assembly line. And, I'm just going to give an example. Maybe it's chicken marsala that we're doing. So you're going to have all your plates at one end, and down the center of the table, you have, chafers set up with all of your items that are going to be on that plate. So maybe you have your roasted garlic mashed potatoes, you have your chicken, you have your marsala wine sauce with mushrooms, then you have your vegetable of choice, and then you have a topping. Maybe it's microgreens or parsley that you put on top. So now you're going to have 2 different sides running, and every person is going to have a designated job. So you got one person scooping mashed potatoes on there, one putting chicken on, one putting marsala sauce on, and so on and so forth. And we just run down those lines. And so everybody has those designated jobs in order to be successful in the end, push things out in a timely manner, to be able to make sure that all the guests are served within a certain time frame that we have designated.
So you're drawing that up ahead of time?
Oh, yes. Yes.
Logan's on mashed potatoes.
Absolutely.
Erik's on broccoli.
Absolutely. And you always have to have a contingency plan. You never know if the plan B or plan C needs to come into play.
Dude, I can't even scramble eggs and get my toast warm at the same time. That's a lot of work.
I tend to have about 15 things going on in the kitchen, and I bet that a lot of other chefs out there as well would say the same thing, that you always have your hands doing multiple different things at once. I also, when I was in the Marine Corps, I was in logistics as well, so that kind of helps me a little bit in being able to go ahead and make sure that we can keep things organized as well, moving into events like this.
What was your experience like in the Marine Corps?
Oh, I had a blast. It was amazing. I was young. I was 17 when I signed up. Went straight out of high school. When I was 18, I was living over in Okinawa, Japan, really trying to experience different cultures and different food. And to be honest with you, when I joined the Marine Corps, it really gave me a chance to really branch out in the culinary field as well. As a child, I didn't try a lot of different styles of food. I love to cook, but I never tried a lot of different things. My dad was a meat and potatoes type of guy, and so that's what we ate a lot of, so things like Brussels sprouts and avocados, and they may sound simplistic or whatever, but I never tried any of that stuff. So really branching out to different countries, and in the Marine Corps, I had an opportunity of seeing 15 different countries. It really gave me a chance to then take a lot of that back with me, and I like to prepare a lot of my food based around the different regions that I've been in and all the different cultural experiences that I've had. So I do a lot of fusion style cooking at times. And then if you look at my menu out at the grill, you'll see that it's region based. A lot of it is, we've got some stuff from down south. We've got California coastal. We've got, some different Asian flair in there. So it's neat to be able to take a lot of that from my traveling experiences and bring it into the genre of food that I have.
So when you're stationed in a place like Japan, you're on a base, right?
Yes.
And you're doing your job, whatever your job is at the time. Do you get a little bit of a chance to sneak off the base and go try the food? Do you have a lot of free time if it's not like a hostile environment, or how does that work?
Over in Okinawa, we're a training facility over there. So really a lot of that, we had a ton of free time. So it was, hey, guys and girls, there was men and women on the base. Create friends over there, and you really kind of have cliquey friend groups and stuff. And hey, we're going to go out to a certain point, and we're going to go swimming or snorkeling out there. We're going to go do some hiking through mountains, or just go up to Aha and go to a different city or something like that and kind of venture out. So in the end, I'd say we had a lot of time, but I was young. I was 19. Mm-hmm. If it were today, I think going back there, I think I could experience a lot more, just because of the life that I've lived, and now thinking, I'm over in this beautiful space. let's take advantage of it instead of just saying, oh, okay, we're going to hang out on base for the weekend.
Right.
So I kind of wish that I could go back and experience some of those things again. But in the end, it was amazing to be able to be over there, to experience all the different things that Japan had to offer to me. And I loved it. I loved, I'd say, almost every minute of being in the Marine Corps.
Well, when you get older, you get wiser.
You do.
You know,
You do.
You look back and you realize, oh, I should have probably gone to see some extra things that I didn't bother to see.
But it doesn't limit us now. You know, we can still go back and we can reflect upon that and be able to go out and still experience it again. So,
where were some other cool places you were stationed?
We went to Guam. Guam was really cool. Australia was really neat. Let's see. Arizona was really cool. California, I had a great time out there. Let's see, where else did I go?
All over the place, huh?
Yeah.
Well,
a lot of neat places. There's too many to.
yeah, it's hard to remember.
It is.
that life of service is kind of carried on through your life now, and you do a lot of this giving. You do a lot of these donations, or you are intertwined with a lot of nonprofits.
Yes. So I found a few nonprofits that I really am passionate about and that just mean a lot to me. So things like the Humane Society, Cancer Services, Safe and Sound, those, just to name a few, have been something that I've just wanted to assist in helping raise money for them. I think Open Door as well. It's they do great things for our community, and if I could just provide something small that can really assist them in being able to create a difference in someone else's life, it's very heartwarming in the end. It's also something that my time in the service, I wanted to carry on, and so we founded a nonprofit as well called Aces in the Sky, and this is our 3rd year running. Really, that kind of came to me, kind of just as a fluke almost. I showed up at Jack Barstow Airport. Sarah Pagano over there runs the airport, and they were offering free flights to veterans. I showed up. I was one of 2 vets to show up for that free flight on a private pilot's aircraft. Cool. So I got up there, got to enjoy a 30-minute ride, got to grab the yoke, fly around a little bit, just create a memory and an experience, and it was really neat. Well, I told Sarah afterwards, I said, this is wild. I've got 12 friends right now that would love to go on a flight but knew nothing about this. Let me go ahead and create Aces in the Sky, and we'll put on a festival every year. So we started off putting on a smaller festival. I catered all the food for it. We got a band out there. Maybe had 100 people show up. I think we put 17 vets up in the air the first year. Second year, we had Brett Mitchell come out, performed, had a really great concert out there. I created and did all the food for it. I think we had more like 30 vets that we put up in the air. Everything from a 17-year-old just going in to a 92-year-old Korean War vet, going up, and just the smiles coming down, when they got off of those flights, it was worth it in the end. So this year now, we go on to our 3rd year now. We've really ramped it up a lot. We've got about 7 food trucks that are gonna be out there this year. We've got a band that's gonna be out there. We've got an opener to the band. We've got the local high schools. We're bringing out their drum line and everything to go ahead and assist. We've got a farmer's market out there where you can sell, whether or not it's, you have a small business and you want to go ahead and sell some of your product. We've got that out there for the community. We've got a silent auction. We've got a live auction. We've got apple pie contest and a salsa contest going on. We've got bounce houses, face painting, a lot of great things to really bring the community together. So we've got sponsors, and it's really something that, yes, it's for the vets, but it's for the whole community to come out and really bring everybody together and spread some peace and love. And it's just a great opportunity to give back to our veterans. We've got a lot of the same pilots coming back again this year. They donate their time and their aircraft. And it's just neat to really go out there and see these vets, some of them that may not get out as much, to come down and just have that amazing experience and put a smile on their face and see that they'll have a lasting impression, and a memory that they can carry with them.
What's it like going up into one of those planes and taking a 30-minute ride around Midland? What is it like?
It's so cool because there's so many different styles of planes out there, from a two-seater Cessna or a Piper, that may go back into the 1950s or 60s, some of the older aircraft, to some of the, six-seater, really nice $1.2 million aircraft. So I've gotten to fly in a little bit of both of them. And it's great. It's cool to be able to go up there and say, oh, well, that's where I went to high school. Or, hey, there's my house over there. And really just, grab the yoke as well. Somebody who's I myself is somebody very interested in getting a private pilot's license. To be able to grab that yoke and fly around and kind of see how it feels. It's a really cool experience. And when you get up in the air and you look over Midland, it's really a smaller town than we truly think. But it's cool. It's really cool.
When is that happening?
September 29th. It'll be at Jack Barstow Airport. It's a great opportunity to bring the family and friends out and really enjoy an awesome event. I think it goes from 1 o'clock until 6 o'clock, I believe. So we'll have a live band out there, and it's just going to be a great opportunity. Touch a truck as well. So we've got National Guard bringing different trucks out there that kids can get up and sit in, and the police force and fire trucks and things like that too. So try to hit all dynamics. That way there's something for everybody.
Is there a place to go learn more about it?
There is. You can follow us on Facebook, Aces in the Sky. If you don't follow Flying Trout Grill, feel free to follow us there because we post a lot on there. And we're looking to go ahead and continue to put out more flyers across the community and to a lot of different shops and stores. Anybody who has a bulletin board that posts different things going on in the community, we try to get that out there as well.
Erik, thanks for being on the Talk Midland podcast.
Hey, thanks for having me. True pleasure.